Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Astronomy and Physics Department meeting. And today I realized, and I was told the astronomy department is too small to be considered in statistics, but
It's a yeah. It's
but
almost the same size as the physics department, though.
there you go. Except that we carried most of the students that passed through physics and astronomy, right? So this is an important item to be considered. So we have Rick, Mike, me, Van is going to come. I heard Antoniette's going to come too. Perhaps Travis is going to be showing up, but he's working with his peers for his conference. In fact, that could be some item that could come in order, and you could probably make a point of, the group. Okay. The first item is SLOs and PLOs matrix. We submitted in the fall SLO assessments for all the physics courses, and we are pretty much in good stand with the SLO committee. We have we have to submit SLO assessments for physical sciences, and I think Jagrut sent to me in the fall, but it went through the cracks, and I probably didn't see, or I lost, or something. She's gonna do the assessments of all the SLOs this spring, and then I will incorporate into the matrix at the end of spring. Now, physics is all fine. Astronomy is all fine. We are pretty much on time, except we haven't closed what they call close the cycle, which means we submit SLO assessments. We got the scores, and then we analyze, what's going on. And as far as I can remember, and especially because I'm always insatisfied with everything I do, I think we were not happy with the results. And then we said we were going to do something to improve the results. And that's where we are now. In the spring, we are supposed to collect again our assessments and close the cycle. The interventions that we suggested in the matrix, and I sent it to all of you, I can send it again, should be implemented, and then we can assess the results. And once this is done, what I was told is we don't need to do assessments for another 2 years, which is good in a way, but at the same time, I will keep doing assessments in my courses because it's just easier. If you put it as a routine thing to do, it becomes easier. We did not touch the PLOs, which means the SLO assessments for our programs, which means physics and astronomy. And Brad told me that I should do that as soon as I update the Astro 14 and Astro 16 course outlines. So pretty much astronomy depends on those two courses, but we are not offering the two courses because we are not happy with it. So we have to update these courses, and pretty much is in the limbo. So today in the division meeting, it was told it would be a good time to do revision in our course outlines, but obviously I don't have time now to do that, so I'm not going to do it. Perhaps when I have time, I might tackle that.
Another question.
Yeah.
The Physics 7 series is on the table now at this point.
We had there was it went to EVC curriculum committee Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went on. No, it was Tuesday.
I think it was this week.
Oh yeah, it was Tuesday in the morning, and it was approved. They had some objections, some simple thing that was resolved, and it's in the pipeline now.
Let them know. Just to let you know, The Physics 7 series will be replacing the Physics 4 series that we have,
Yes.
going
Yes.
from 5 units to 4 units.
Yes.
That's the major difference between
Yes.
the two.
Yes.
The subject matter is still the same,
Same.
but we just need to, I guess, correlate with other campuses. Is that the... you explain that one.
We might go independent because now in olden days, in fact, a few years ago, every single course we offer here in Evergreen should be the same offered in City College if it was a campus district course, right? So these courses should be articulated first with City College, but now that we are pretty much going independently. City College can pretty much, as long as it's approved, can come up with a completely set of SLOs for their 4 series and receive articulation from the CSU and UC and be completely independent from our 4A. So which means what they recommended is that 7A will replace, or 7 series will replace the 4 series, and but they would like to have some time in transition, perhaps having the 2 courses kind of living together, and then they pretty much see if the transition can be made. So I would like if you all the professors who are pretty much on their toes hearing this communication, please send me the SLOs as you submit your midterms. Our recommended policy now is that SLOs be assessed either in your labs or in your exams. And as soon as you do that, ideally 3 questions per SLO. You send me the data, and then I can put in the matrix and save me the time of sometime in May or June, try to do a bunch of statistics and squeeze together in matrix. It's kind of insane, and I prefer to do that a little bit as I receive. Okay. All right. Any other one? Oh, number 2. Number 2. This in spring. I move my courses to be tax-free, test cost-free, and also online platform free. So let me show you how homeworks are being dealing without WebAssign or without mastering physics. So in astronomy, there is no difference. I'm using test banks. It's multiple choice. For the physics, the students, there is one here. The students are supposed to either give me the paper version of their homeworks. Number 4, what is it? Oh, wait a second. Oh, Ricky, you are not seeing here, right? I'm not sharing my screen, am I?
No.
Oh, you should have told that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your email so I can follow along what you're saying.
Yeah, but now I was going to show something.
Oh,
Okay.
well, you got to share.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, Thin.
Hi, Tim.
So, for instance, in 4C, we go to modules. So the homework is in old style, like I just give them indication of what they have to do. Problems must be completely solved, and then I have a series of problems they have to do, and then I have some grading scale, oh, it's not there yet. Wait a second. Take home, yeah, so they go. So this didn't do homework. So then they upload their homeworks like in olden days. And I have a rubric. So they have to outline, do all the steps and blah, blah, blah. And this was the first homework, and I recommend them to make sure they scan and put it straight up. So I don't want to have kinks in my neck. And my grading is pretty much simple. 10 full marks, more than 50% solved gets eight points. You know, if it's sloppy, it's 5 points. So I have some scale, and I'm lenient. They can even not do all the homeworks, but all the problems that they do. Let's say 80%, they get 100%. So it's working fine, you know, and it takes me not a lot of time to go through the grading part and checking the students. As far as the book part, I'm using OpenStax, and what I did, I copied, and all the reading material in the book is incorporated in the Canvas course. That's for astronomy, for physics 2B, physics 4C. So the student goes to the week in which we are supposed to do something, and the book just show up there. Now the books are good. The 4C university physics book. The 3 chapters in geometric optics were okay. The 4th one in diffraction I really didn't like. It was too dense, and I couldn't understand certain aspects of the book and the explanations in diffraction, multi-slit, and it was too complicated. And they do a development to give you the intensity in the fringing distribution, which is I think is beyond what we can offer to our students. So I'm still using, and I'm telling the student, listen, don't read this part or jump, or you can read, it's there if you want to read it, but that's what it is. And for physics 2B, I used the book before, so I'm familiar. My major no is the test banks and the homework problems. I think I would be happy with more problems, and the approach for the physics 2A to B book is one that they have lots of good problems, but they have what they call integrated problems, in which they pull up material from different parts of the course, which is great. It's a great idea. But for our students, they get lost. Say, what does it mean? What moles is? I mean, it navigates through mechanics and do a lot of jumping here and there. And since they don't have a lot of problems, it makes difficult. But the students are doing okay, and they are having a good time. And astronomy also, it has some positive and negative approach. I run a monkey survey, and in the intersession, and it was positive, the use of book. I mean, the students like it. Let's say 60% or 80%, 6 to 80% they approved. Say, okay, that's a great idea. And I would do it again this spring and see how that goes. Oh, clothes is ready. Dryer. Okay. So this is what I have to say about that, said Forrest Gump.
I have to add that your issue with the subject matter and the homework jumping around, from where they're supposed to be talking about to other chapters, happens in mastering physics too. As I found out this semester.
It does.
Yeah, there was one problem that involved in an early chapter something that is covered in rotational motion that they had no idea what they were talking about. Some of them were able to figure it out because they had the book and they were able to flip forward several hundred pages.
Right. This is university physics?
Yeah.
This is 4A. Yeah.
4A. But a lot of them said, I don't know how to do this because I don't have that. We haven't covered that.
We haven't covered that.
Yeah, so it's not just OpenStax, it's mastering physics that has that issue.
I can see the difficulty of these people doing the book, right? So they don't want you to just learn like this. They want you to have an open view of things, and sometimes, they might jump around. Yeah. I'm kind of curious, because I haven't read yet how they will deal with quantum mechanics, because there is a chapter in quantum mechanics, and I'm kind of interesting to see how they will approach that. Okay, so the other item is lab tech for astronomy. I don't have, as of now, and Antoniette's not here, but I don't have, as of now, any information from the vice president or president regarding the hire of a lab tech. So then we are going to the Senate on Tuesday, and we will do a presentation on the needs of a lab tech in astronomy. So I have to work this weekend. I will come up with a sketch and send to all of you. If you could help me just clean up my English and make it straightforward, that would be great. I'm planning on probably do some poster presentation. Go with some open poster and taking figures, do some sort of a old style presentation instead of a PowerPoint, and be a little bit more kind of off trend because of astronomy maybe. And what I found interesting was Eric put his name together with my name in the presentation. Eric Narveson. Yeah. So I don't know if this is a norm or if this is a good thing or.
It's a good thing. He's pushing for this. So I talked to him the other day. He's really gung ho about helping you out with this stuff too.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Good. Okay. So that's it. That's for Tuesday. And Eric said there is nothing. I mean, they don't have the power of guarantee the hire, but they have the power of supporting the initiative, and they can talk to the VP and the president and even the chancellor if it's necessary. Okay, now is the spectrometer part. We went to the tech committee. Now the budget, the tech committee, everything related to technology. The budget in olden days would be responsible for, the budget committee would be responsible for deciding where the funds should be allocated in every single area of our college, including technology. Now, everything related to technology, the funds available go to the tech committee. So the tech committee listen to presenters, and then they make suggestions based on their secret voting meeting. They will make suggestions to the to the fund committee or grant committee. Yeah, and so we went there on 2 weeks ago, did a presentation, and they said, okay, so just put out what you need and why and how many students you're going to be serving, how that impacts the SLOs and blah, 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 and we'll make recommendation. But the body language of people there was pretty much positive. I think astronomy has a good, is well seen by by our college, and I think was positively accepted. And so I left the meeting with some smiles. So I think we might get it. I don't know. But I was talking to Paran, and Paran said, well, we can make recommendations, but it doesn't mean it's going to be accepted. But it's kind of a halfway done. Now, again, over the weekend, I will try to sketch the presentation, and I have to go to the program review because this is listed in our program review. I have to go there, pull up information, and perhaps tie that with students' usage primarily. And, and then again, I will have a small document, probably a couple of pages. And if you guys could review Sunday, that would be great, and send it to me at least on Monday, so that on Tuesday I can do the presentation.
Okay.
All good?
Okay.
Any question, Rick? I know you did some research on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sent you some emails not too long ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably about an hour ago.
No, I didn't see it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, budget of physics and astronomy department. I didn't know, but I heard in the division meeting today we have $8,000.
$8,100.
$8,100. Yeah.
That's
So
not much.
that's good. I think it's matching the money we had last year, so that's good. Chemistry got $17,000 or.
They got to get replenishables though. They go through chemicals all the time.
That's
I guess.
true.
So
yeah, that's true.
we don't do that.
We
so
don't
much.
do that. So they got money. We got money. So we are happy. Which means if you are hearing this, we should make a wish list of equipment we want to purchase, but more than anything else, we have to purchase equipment and somehow tie that to the SLO stuff. Because we're gonna get the money, we're gonna purchase, and supposedly we are going to be called to say how that equipment somehow affect our SLO performance. Got that?
Yes.
So SLO again, please send your
It's
data.
always the assessments, right?
Yeah. So, and I think that's there was an article. If you are in the district, you received a link to an article that was published in New York Times regarding the SLO culture that we are living now. It's kind of a critical, and it's a very good one. So if you have the chance, open and read it. It's making a lot of companies that make all of these SLO assessments automatic, pretty rich, right? And I think we are going that way. I heard from Nasreen that the campus or the college wants to incorporate SLO assessments in Canvas grade book. So which means if you're using Canvas to grade your students, so somehow, any assessment you have there, that's going to be linked to one particular SLO. So which is good because when the grades are posted, you have your SLO results. Which means this is what people did 50 years ago, right? Right?
I think so.
Yeah. So all assessments become SLO thing. Or I think what they want to do probably is to force everything we do to be tied to the to the SLOs. Probably, I don't know.
Every breath you take will be assessed.
That could be a music. Okay, so the other one is this week we launched. In fact, it's not something new. We had the EBC Space Technology Academy that was conceived during when we were writing the includes proposal. This academy was going to work with high schools, community college students, and do science research as a way to increase their retention in STEM field, and that was the includes idea. So recently, this STA was invited to be part of what's called Global Sphere Network, which is a group of it's led by UCSC, and what it does, it's foment research among high school students in different ways. It could be in summer programs, intensive summer programs in the universities. Could be in open-ended type of research that runs throughout the year. It doesn't matter. So we were invited. So we put our name there, and because of that, 2 students already contacted us. So one of them contacted but didn't show up, and the other one keep send email and is very interested, Shaunak, and and because of that, we have the meetings, and now we put together the meeting with some volunteers that goes to the observatory. They have technical skills. To make a long story short, now we have something different called Citizen Science Initiative. So that way is not just high school. It could be any sort of research that can be done by citizens and professors, right? So like we have our Stonehenge project that is there sitting, and we could start getting together a group of people and develop some research along these lines. So we opened that, and Ognian and Lee Rottler, they are very excited. They are kind of exchanging information on Python coding and all these different coding to read the FITS file and at ISO webpage. So they are pretty much on it. And this student, he seems to be responding well to what we wanted him to do. And I communicated that to Raja from UCSC, and then he is all happy. And they had a meeting today anyway, so I think we are good with that. I passed that to Antoniette, and she want to talk about it. Somehow, I think she's gonna give support to this type of thing. So.
Hi, Van.
Hey, Van.
Well, meeting Agnes is on the way.
Okay.
She's with us too.
All right. So we are almost done.
I know. I know, the chemistry department.
We are trying to run before you guys arrive, so we are out of here.
Is there anything else we need to add for the Citizen Science Initiative, or is that it?
That's it. It's just announcing.
All right.
Yeah.
I've been working with the Science Club, the Scientific Order of Truth. I'm the advisor for that. And an email was sent out, I believe, last week to the art department to figure out if we can get a mural, not a mural, but a painting along the wall here in the corridor of the entire solar system to scale. And so working in conjunction with them, and I talked to Eric Narvison about this. He gave me some names over there in the art department for me to contact. So over the next week or so, I'm going to sort of like launch that and see if we can correspond with the art department to get that going, so we can have a scale model of the solar system here in the hallway. And future things, I mean, just to be able to like get some of them. If you remember Dennis Wingo, the guy who gave the talk on the moon.
Oh, the moon, yes.
Yeah, I mean, all the NASA images, that if we can get images like that from the historical ones from 1969.
Couldn't he make some permanent display here?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I talked to Amy Long, who was working at the museum at the time. He had all the displays there at that museum at Numu in Los Gatos. And he said he'd be willing to help us out with that stuff. It's just a matter of what are we going to do once we get the rolls of paper and photos and things like that.
Isn't framed already? No.
No.
Oh, it's not framed?
Not framed. We would have to probably spring for perhaps raising money through the club to get these things framed. And then we'd have to talk to facilities to find out if we can get these things mounted on the wall here in a safe manner.
Nice.
Michael.
Yeah. In a safe manner, so it doesn't.
Michael, get the frame from the Michael.
Yeah. And get something
Expensive.
This is
fairly
expensive.
It's expensive.
fairly durable, so that those folks who like to write their graffiti on there doesn't do too much damage. Right on the moon surface.
Could we put some glass kind of a
frame.
display?
Glass frame so they could.
Yeah, on the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
would
there's
be
always
nice.
an issue of just vandalism and all that stuff. But she thought it was an 115 still.
Yeah, I know.
And we got carte blanche from Antoinette to get these murals up on the
Okay,
wall,
that's
so,
great.
yeah.
So we are here. The students are
We
taking.
didn't more natural than that.
We're almost done.
Oh, that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay.
And no, I think that's that's going to be really good to get the art department and us sort of talking together about this stuff. We haven't done so as of yet. I haven't heard anything back from the email, but Eric, of course, gave me the names of the folks in the art department, so I'll probably walk over there and just talk to them in person.
When you talk to them, there was some conversation of one of the public viewings to be some sort of integrating art, poetry, and sky, and so probably you could sell the idea that we could initiate a good relationship.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
in
we're
one of these
talking
public viewings.
not just a scale model. We have that would be done too.
Yeah, yeah.
But to have interpretations of each of the poems through art, that would be a possibility too, using either mythological figures. Yeah, we are on.
Oh, we are taped. Everything is taped
That's the
here.
guy down
So
there.
be careful.
Rick.
Behave yourself.
That's
Here's
Rick there.
Yeah.
Rick right there.
I
Yeah.
can see in the bottom corner
Yeah, the
there.
bottom one.
Yeah.
So,
Rick.
it looks very promising,
Yeah.
and granted that the club can raise some funds, somehow, perhaps through lab book sales and things like that, we might be able to get some money generated to be able to do something like that and help out.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
So you got a contact in the art department?
I have a name over there, yeah.
Oh, okay. I wonder if they could paint our compass up there at the observatory
Oh, that's not a bad
That's
idea.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with the school colors or whatever colors we have,
that's a good idea.
That would be great.
and they could put the cardinal points in there.
Can we put some epochs or something in the cement where the compasses is with different colors? Like
You would have to use like a epoxy paint and
Yeah.
then put a sealant over it. Yeah.
I remember one semester, soon after the observatory was built, there was some idiot who spray painted their graffiti
No kidding.
onto the compass and onto the side of the.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember in the wall. I
Yeah.
don't remember the floor. Oh God. Since if this is done, if you stand on the compasses and you look on the top of the building, Polaris should be right there. So I wonder if you could design something, some circle, so you could just by standing there see Polaris right inside the circle. That
You
would
have
be
two
cool too.
two circles, 2 lines of sight.
Yeah.
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 You want you or something?
Oh, that's
that?
Raphael. Can you? The last part is yours, right?
What?
Me?
Me?
Or-
Yeah, it's the physics club.
Oh,
And then I have
if you
them.
guys could
I
talk
have two.
about money, that would be
okay. So,
I have two of them still.
all right. So, in order for me to talk about this, let me go get Travis from the other room. He's the club
This is
president.
an
So.
Okay,
Department
you think maybe I
budget.
can bring up a couple items real quick?
Sure.
Okay. But what I've been doing is going to all the departments. And Rick, thank you so much for joining us. It's nice to see
You're
you
welcome.
in cyberspace. It's nice to see you again. Hi, thank you. But I need help from yourself, Michael, and Celso, being our full-time faculty, helping evaluating adjunct faculty.
Okay.
So who's up right now, and these are just the top of the list. I have not so many in astronomy and physics, but a lot in math, where some individuals have not been evaluated for quite a few years.
Oh.
But not necessarily in your department, but I haven't gone through all the records yet. But either yourself or Celso for Siwan, he's due. Also Jeruti and Kevin coming back again.
Okay.
So those are 3 individuals. I think Celso already stated he can go ahead and do Kevin's, but Siwan and Jeruti, those 2 remain as far as who would be able
And
to
sometime during this
participate.
semester?
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah.
Is there a timeline, a deadline for this?
Well,
to happen?
usually at least by, let's see, we're 16 weeks, so we're at what, 5th week is this? So at least by week 9, we'd like to go ahead and collect the student evaluations and be through, halfway at least through the evaluation.
Okay.
But it's not as lengthy as the full-timers. Full-timers is all the courses and things like that.
Mhm.
But as you're aware, being an adjunct before, it does require at least one tenure faculty to be who is in the discipline to evaluate as a peer evaluator the adjunct.
Okay.
So that would be tremendously valued. So those two, if I don't see Celso when he returns. The other item is just on an update regarding actually our request for a lab tech
Mhm.
position for the astronomy. That has been submitted a few weeks ago. And I continuously touch base with Vice President Gonzalez. Anyways, there's been a lot of, I guess, the Vice President's been ill, and there's a number of things going back and forth, I think, because of the viruses and so forth.
Right.
So they had shared with me, they were supposed to meet in January, as when I requested this past fall, for them to take a look at our proposal to hire, and I submitted, with the exception of Travis gave me a couple more sheets of the petition.
Mhm.
With the exception of that, I submitted all those documents.
How many signatures do we have now on that?
I didn't total them.
Okay.
Yeah, but he gave me about 2.5 pages more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I originally proposed this last fall, I received the response from Vice President Gonzalez that they were going to go ahead and take a look at the classified staff in January.
Mhm.
Well, here we are in March, so I continue to follow up with them. And
So, but that position is gonna be like the regular position, like my position, or it's just like the
right
part-time?
now, we're starting to receive approval for a part-time.
Yeah, part-time, but
Yeah.
like.
In the future,
Talking about
yes,
lab
I
tech.
definitely,
Oh,
just give me some update.
okay.
Yeah, we're still kind of waiting for them to meet and respond. But, and I was just sharing with, Dan was asking, are they full-time or?
I know part-time, but it's
Yeah.
like the regular position, so it continue every semester,
Yes,
right?
that is my
Yeah.
hopes. That's what I propose and I'm asking for. What did raise the issue, and I can't believe this is the first time that's been raised, but anyways, I'm kind of jiggling things and stirring things up because I'm kind of complaining of, we have a faculty process on campus where, we can go ahead and request how many faculty members we need. Academic Senate makes a list, and the deans make a list. It goes to the president, and every year
Right.
the president unveils how many faculty positions we can hire. But there is not a process for any classified.
It's
And
fine.
all that takes play in order for programs to work.
Why is that? Because of unions?
Well, I don't know. This is the first institution I've been at that does not have a process. So I don't know if the delay in responding has much to do with that because there's no process. But what I continue to do is still, hey, we're still waiting. We're still waiting.
You know what? Because the union, faculty union,
Is it
is
strong?
working better than the staff
Right, so-
union.
That gives
That's
me.
one part.
Yeah.
And also an classified Senate needs to.
Yeah.
So, do you think would be, besides going to the Senate, do you think would be also interesting to go and make a visit to their union, to the staff union?
That might be. That
Because
certainly
you
won't
say, hey,
hurt.
it's overloading our part-time, which is them.
No, I think any support and body that we can gain momentum from, I think would be invited.
Okay.
I have been continuously updating Vice President Gonzalez in the interim of receiving the response. I update him. I said, we have a lot of momentum. The student government, we have petitions,
Right.
and I said we're going to be on academic senate. I think it's next week.
Yeah.
We're going to be on academic agenda. I said, this is really urgent and in high need for us. So anyways, I continuously update him to let him know and keep it front and center that this It's not going to go away.
Right,
We
right,
need
right,
this, and we would not request
There
it
was a-
if we didn't.
Pressing of time also, because I know when I teach physics or astronomy 10L, the lab course, Olenka has an astronomy course as well that she would like to take up to the observatory and
Yes.
utilize that stuff, but there's no help up there again. So
And we're moving, and I'm not sure. So
There is a help.
yes,
Well, yeah.
Volunteer,
Yes.
volunteer
yeah,
help.
volunteer help, but to be able to
yeah.
yeah.
But
Sorry, Rick.
also when I know you're working, I shared with Vera to work with you as far as getting those telescopes.
Yes,
down.
yes.
When Celso approached me and wanted to know how we can move those telescopes because we can't be going back and forth. We had a brief discussion because I think that will assist. We certainly don't want to set students up for failure, but that will assist in our justification in stating we need support. We are now moving things from the observatory where we should be bringing students there if we have the assistance. So now we move some of the
That was
telescopes.
brilliant. That was very good.
And we're documenting this.
yeah.
Say, hey,
Yeah.
this is the movement. Otherwise, if we continue and we're not going to have support, shut it down. You know, I mean,
We
it's.
don't want that to happen.
Oh no, but
No.
I mean that's kind of almost the picture you have to paint. It's like, how do you expect us to run an observatory, an astronomy department, where we don't have staff?
Absolutely. Now, these $8,000 that is allocated to physics, we can't use that for stuff, can we?
So they have not sent that, but it has been awarded. I attended the budget committee meeting this week with the purpose of, I want to receive documents that say we're getting money. So indeed, we're getting money, and the number that you had heard Jack share, that is what we're going to be allocated. What I don't know, but I think is what is going to happen, you have to, as a department, select what you submitted on your list of requests for one-time money. So I can pull that list if you don't have it.
Well, Michael Hires told me not to put personal there, just equipment.
Oh,
and-
no, because we couldn't. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Because
so
one-time
I
money,
don't have there.
yeah, that approach, and that also is the reason why I'm questioning our administrators. I'm thinking, well, what is the process for staff for classified requests for more assistance? And there's no answer
There is
because
no.
it doesn't exist. So we need to go down the path as a college to create one. But it does. We don't have many institutions. Well, San Jose City College has a classified senate. I mean, those where your voices are heard and strong.
We don't have a classified senate.
It's
Huh?
in
We don't
it's
have it
in
here.
creation
We don't.
right now, but
Oh.
it hasn't been launched.
Wow.
It hasn't been fully approved. So we're way behind times. I mean, the previous institution I came from, they had a classified senate for 20 years.
We haven't had one all this time?
No, we don't have one.
No voice for this. Wow.
So that that's where a lot of that voice is coming from. But I would agree, so if we go to the CSEA and share with them our needs, they can, and we can go ahead and add to our post. We have the support from. They can just write us a letter of support.
So who is the person in charge?
CSEA is David.
I never go to
David
those
Ames?
meetings. So
Ames?
No, he is a classified staff. He works in DSP, and this is the individual that Robin, our guest speaker today, had mentioned. David Mikovich.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
He is.
Yeah, okay. I'll bring some donuts to him.
Oh!
Yeah. I know he likes
So-
donuts.
You know him?
Yeah.
So I think the more individuals that are knowledgeable and supportive and aware that we have significant needs in our astronomy department, I think that conversation will be generated more
That's
and more.
good.
And I mean, it certainly would not hurt.
And you don't think is a good, let's say, approach to try to get full-time? So you think it's better to start part-time and then
well,
try
My
full-time?
personal opinion, I think this is just a sensitive time now. My personal opinion is because we have, and again, personal.
I can stop
opinion.
taping.
Oh no, that's okay. I'm good with Ray. But oh, that's right, we're taping.
I'm taping. Wait a
Stop the
second.
taping.
Wait a second. Meeting's over.
Yeah.